Thanks for joining us on Valley News Live. We're looking at the border with North Dakota and Montana. Tornado warning, the first one of the night. Now it's expanded right in Sidney, Montana for a storm that's rolling its way into town there. These storms will be making their way towards us. There's tornado watches as well. Just look at the bright greens. This is the velocity that the Doppler radar picks up inside the storm. Green motion towards Glasgow, red motion away. So a tightly spinning storm on the plains of eastern Montana. For us, a couple of hit and miss thunder showers, marginally severe potentially. For some hail up to an inch in diameter or so. So we'll have some spotty late day storms here heading into the early evening, mainly in the southern valley, very quiet up north, but the main event taking place out to the west. Now this is going to take a while to get here and it'll evolve over the next couple of hours, but the main threat is going to be in all locations a damaging straight line wind threat. As the storms congeal and merge together, there will be a great risk for winds from Bismarck through the red areas you see here, and that extends into the Devil's Lake Basin and the southern valley. The chances are a little lower for that activity here in the Red River Valley. Now, as we look at the hail threat, we could see huge hail along that Montana border as these storms are just firing off. They could escalate to 3+ inches in diameter, and the tornado threat will be greatest in that oil patch of northwest portions of North Dakota. Here's the hour-by-hour forecast. We're going to get right to it. First and foremost this evening, beat the heat, stay cool. Spotty storm south might be severe. We'll keep you apprised of that. Don't be surprised at one of the two of these making some hail up to about an inch in diameter. But again, we head to bed with quiet weather so you can make it through your time at Ribfest. As our neighbors out to the west, by midnight, we'll have storms making their way into central North Dakota. And look at this. Timing this out, it's 2, 3 in the morning before this model has these storms moving into the Devil's Lake Basin, the James River Valley. Gusty straight line winds, #1 threat. Some hail to 2 inches in diameter still going to be possible. They blast into the Red River Valley as we go towards 3 to 5 a.m. And I want to caution you, these storms take on their own life and they can speed up, so they may get here a little earlier than the model is indicating here. However, as we see things progress into the early morning hours, they seem to lose steam, except for the far southern branch of storms as they head into Minnesota. Still some wind threat, though, with these storms as they kind of exhaust themselves over western Minnesota. The rest of your day tomorrow, cooler and drier with spotty storms developing in the afternoon off to the east in central Minnesota. Temperatures closer to 75 to 80 as opposed to the 100 weather we have today. Most of us will get a few tenths of an inch of rain to a half of an inch of rain because they'll be fast moving. Isolated places, 1 to 2 inches of rain locally as the storms progress through the region. Keep in mind that wind is going to be that main threat in our western counties especially. Secure the patio furniture and the trampolines and garbage cans as well. Right now it's hot, it's sticky, and we do have dew points that are still very high, and that's causing heat indices to make it feel like 101 degrees. Again, we'll remind you, double check that back seat before you leave the car. Temperatures elsewhere much more comfortable along the international border where we have 70s there. But again, heat indices have hit 105 degrees in portions of the valley this afternoon. Tomorrow, as we go through the afternoon, it'll be quieter but quite gusty from the west. Those west winds will be strong throughout the day, over 40 miles per hour. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s tomorrow afternoon. Joe capturing a wonderful shot of twisting lightning over Lidgerwood. That was early this morning. Thanks for taking the time to share that with us, Joe. Friday, most of the daytime hours windy but cooler. We will see temperatures rising to 90 degrees once again by Sunday, and it sticks around next week. And hopefully your area gets some of that much needed rain because it looks like a dry stretch of weather throughout next week, and hot once again. Andrea?
It has been a wild week of weather.
It sure has. We'll keep you ahead of it and make sure you check in here. If you hear rumblings of noises, we'll stay with you all night long.
We always do. Thank you.